So, folks, here's the Decatur house. But be careful, beware, because sometimes unsuspecting visitors are suddenly seized by inexplicable pain tearing through their guts. How is this possible, you ask? That's a good question. The answer lies in the gruesome history of this house, built in 1818, so close to the White House, for U.S. naval hero Stephen Decatur and his beautiful young wife, Susan. But just 2 short years later, in a duel with a sworn enemy, Stephen was mortally wounded by a gunshot that tore through his guts. The dying man was rushed back to his bed here, where he lay writhing in abject agony for more than 12 hours before the release of death finally came. And almost immediately, people started seeing poor Stephen, unending pain etched across his face, staring out from a second-story window, wide-eyed as if waiting for his dark fate to arrive. Eventually, his all-too-frequent appearances at the window became so troubling, authorities had to wall up the window to stop Stephen from terrifying passers-by. But Stephen is not the only spirit that inhabits this gloomy space. Charlotte Depew does too. Charlotte was a slave who sued a subsequent occupant, Secretary of State Henry Clay, for her and her children's freedom. She eventually succeeded, but it was a long and bitter battle, and sometimes Charlotte can still be seen haunting the sidewalks outside, shrieking to be free. Today, Decatur House is home to both the White House Historical Association and a museum chronicling the African American experience in the United States through 1965. But that doesn't obscure the fact that the Decatur House is also a ghoulish living monument to the ghostly white underbelly of the capital city's haunted history.